guys, as you can see by the title, I'm doing something a little bit different today. I had to take a little break from the Makume and the mica shift. So earlier this week I was playing around with the Sutton Slice. Cernit sent me some templates, or not some templates, some texture stamps, and I wanted to have a go at it. So earlier this week I did this one here. I just concentrated on one area. This is the leaves. I just concentrated, where's the camera? I just concentrated on this little part here, right? So I just did the Sutton Slice, so that wee part there. And then I put it down on black clay. And then it was very dull, so then I put some very inexpensive and not great mica powder. So you could see the embossing on the black. Anyway, this is what I came up with. I'm quite proud, you know, it was fun to do, so I'm gonna do it again. But I'm not going to use this stamp. This is actually a good stamp to use for it because it's quite deep, and it's not really, and it's a little bit complex in here. But generally, this is a good stamp if it's your first time having a go at it. Okay, well, this one we're going to use is flowers. I'll put this to the side, and I'm going to concentrate this time on just a circle. I don't want to, I've done the whole plaque. I did one two nights ago, the full texture sheet, and it took me 2 hours to fill it all out. So I'm not going to do that in the tutorial. What I'm going to do is I've chosen my circle stamp, circle cutter, and I am going to choose the area that I want, and I'm only going to concentrate filling in that area. And I'm going to do it here. Okay. There's some deep, and then this was not so deep, so I think it'll be good. Okay, well, the colors I'm using, this is going to be my backing. This is Sculpey olive green, Spanish olive. I have this mixed with a little bit of translucent because I don't have that much and I wanted to stretch the color. And then this Cernit I got this from Cernit. It's very soft, very fresh. So this was actually, I added 2 pinches of Cernit Gold into this. This is just Cernit White, but I added one very small pinch of the Cernit Gold to that. Again, this is so fresh and so sticky. It's perfect to mix to soften the clay for the Sutton Slice. So again, this is white with a little bit of the gold, and you can see you don't need very much. This is actually left over from the one I did 2 days ago, but you can see how soft it is. Okay, and you know, I'll have leftover clay from this little amount here. Okay, so this is for later. So I'm going to start taking a little bit. Now I put moisturizer on my fingers before, so hopefully my skin won't be as sticky. And I'm just going to really push in, kind of push in and then smear as I go away. And I'm going to do this section by section. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to concentrate on the area that I want my stamp. So I'm putting it there. And then it's over here in this flower part here. So I'm just basically marking where I need to put the clay. And here. Again, I don't want to spend too much time doing this if I'm not going to use it all. And here. Okay. So there I have it marked out. That's for later. Now I've seen people do this with a flexible blade. I quite prefer to do it with a rigid blade. This is very sharp, and I'm going to do it on, so my hand is off the table, and then I can really get in down level. And you can see I've shaved off the top part, and then the recessed part is there, it's white. I'm going to have to use a couple of times, I think. Anyway, I'm going to work away on this for a little bit, and then I'm going to put you on fast forward, because this will, I think it will take me about probably a half an hour. And I don't want to talk for half an hour. Okay. I was watching, I was researching where the Sutton Slice came from, and people said it was from a Ben Sutton, but it turns out I saw Lisa Pavelka's video on Fire Mountain Gems when I was researching, and apparently he was one of her students, and he came up with the technique, and so she named it after him. So that was quite nice. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know, I didn't really announce it, but I made it into the paper back home in Canada, back home in Newfoundland. Yeah, there's an article written about me. Unfortunately, it's in the financial section and not in the art section. But if you want to have a read, please go to my website, www.keepfr.com, and I have it there as a PDF on my website if you'd like to read it. I was quite chuffed. It's quite exaggerated, but again, like I said, I was quite chuffed to be in the paper. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about the angle here, because this angle is quite important. You see, I'm not being too careful, because I know if you're going to go like, you're not going to gouge out your stamp. If I have it on a slight angle, I'd say even a 10-degree angle. And I'm not worried about cutting my mat. I'm not going to cut my mat. You're not going to cut your mat. Okay, so you can see how we're getting on here. So I'm going to put more in here. You can see how little this uses, right? Oh, I should explain as well why I put gold in both. I put gold in both because it just kind of links the two colors together more. If you have a common color, see if I have purple, blue, green, and red, and if I put a touch of gold in all of them, or gold or bronze or silver in all of them, then they have a common element, and then they're just going to kind of blend. They're going to harmonize better. And although I never use white. I wanted to harmonize these two. It doesn't look, it looks quite white here, but when it's cured, after it's cured, it'll be having more of a gold tinge to it. Again, you can see how much clay I have. Now see, it's the parts right here. These are what gets tricky, right? Because there's like no detail there at all. These parts will be very easy, but anyway, I said if this kind of a stamp intimidates you, then just try a stamp that has a larger detail. Actually, this one I have to say is working very well for me. The one I did the other night did not. It was all over my fingers. Well, maybe the clay firmed up a little bit actually. Anyway, again, nice good slice. And if you pull some out, just go over it again, put some more clay in there and go over it again. Okay, so I'm going to work away on this, and I will be back when I have this all nicely filled in. Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay, as you can see, I did a bit extra, purely because I decided I don't really particularly like this part here. I'll bring it up to you. I don't quite like this part here. And I like this part, and I also like this part. So I just changed where I'm going to. I just changed my my area a little bit. Anyway, okay, so that is that. So I'm gonna get my glove on. No, first of all, I'm gonna put my stamp back where I want it. Which is roughly here. And I take my clay. I'm just gonna dab and take up the excess that I don't need. Ah, bon. Brought it up with it. Brought it up with it. Okay, do it again. Again, this is a very sticky clay, but you really need that so it sticks into the texture mat here. If it won't stick, if you're using a dry or quite a firm clay, this would be torture. It wouldn't sit in the recesses properly. You'd have a real hard time trying to do it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Yes, no, just a little bit right here. Oh, guys, I'm changing my mind here now. Right, I'm not going any further than that. That's all. No further than that. Okay. Okay, I'm stopping here. I really am. I promise. Oh, I forgot to mention, you really want to make sure that your texture stamp is very clean and dry. If it's wet, the clay won't stick in it. Oh my goodness, Maddie, that's a snore and a half. And whatever's left in your stamp is going to come out in your piece that you're working on now. So, all right. Again, this didn't take me all that long. I think because of I've been practicing. But I'd say that took me around about 20 minutes. 15 or 20 minutes, I think. All right. So now we're going to clean it up with baby white. And I'm out of my normal alcohol, so I have 90% alcohol here. So I'm just going to quite literally dip my finger in. Keep it nice and tight so there's no wrinkles on your finger. And just very gently give it a clean. See the job? The alcohol's doing a great job, actually. very gently. Again, you don't want any weight. Wherever this is raised, you don't want any weight on it or it will show and it will blur your design. You don't want that. That's the thing about Sutton Slice. If you want to look good, you have to take your time. If you don't have time, don't do it because it'll look like crap. So you really need to take your time with this. I lost some there, but I'm really not bothered because I'm not really going to use that part. Again, you really need to be very thorough with this. Like this little bit here. And this little bit in here. Okay. I'm happy with that. All right, where's my alcohol? Put that away. This is done, so I'm going to put you on pause for a second. Put you on pause for a second. I'm going to take a break and we'll come back and I will have this rolled out and we're going to adhere the Sutton Slice, onto the clay backing. Okay, here's my backing. This is the Spanish olive and the bit of gold and a little bit of translucent. Okay, I have this rolled out on number 1. So I'm quite simply going to take this and I'm going to place it over the slice part. Now, this is very squidgy. This is very soft clay. And to be honest with you, you want it to be soft because we use the alcohol to clean up the stamp, clean the clay off of the stamp. Alcohol kind of melts and semi-cures the clay. So we want a really squidgy clay that the white clay will stick onto. Right, so now I have that. I'm going to turn it over. Make sure you press everywhere and hard because you want all those white bits to stick. You don't want to have to keep putting it down and going over it again. Okay, now get my roller. And I'm putting pressure from all directions. I think that's good. Now, where's the clay? Down here. Now, we're gonna very slowly and I have it almost. Except that little tiny part there. a clean stamp. I'm happy with that. Pardon me. Very happy with that. So I'll bring it up close to you. There we have it. You can see it's very detailed. There's no smudgy white bits. I'm very happy with that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside because the clay is so soft. I like to leave these to sit overnight. They're much easier to work with. You're not going to distort the pattern that you've taken so long to create. So I'm going to leave this overnight on this little plastic baggie. I don't know where I can find any plastic deli sheets in France, so this will have to do. So there we go. I'm going to leave that overnight. And then we'll go ahead and make this one later. In the meantime, I have this one. This is one I did 2 nights ago. This is with the Cernit, where's the open part? Cernit Paisley stamp. Now, I've used this stamp many times before for Megami. I love it. But you can see it turned out quite well here. Now for this, I did just use a plain white. I didn't put any gold in the white. I don't know why. And for the color, I used burnt umber, but I had a little bit of the Cernit Gold mixed into it. Okay, so there we have that. So I'm going to take this off, put it on paper. Now this one did take me 2 hours to do. Granted, it was only my 3rd attempt, but here we go. Okay. Now I think I want to go square, and I want to see, look, with the darker colors it's actually a little bit harder. You can see there's a bit of a smudge down here, and a little bit here. Some of the parts on this stamp are very, very, very shallow. And also using a dark, why I did the white in the tutorial is because the white is easier to see than a dark clay on a dark texture mat. Right, this is on a backing of it looks like a 0 to me. Okay, do I want to do a square? I don't know. I really like this part here and this part here. No, I'm not. I'm going to do a circle again. I'm going to do a circle. Same old circle. I don't have any cutters, any decent cutters. Now, for this, I never do this, but for this I am going to use some cornstarch. And where do I want this now? I don't know, guys. I don't want to use up all my stamp on my slab either. I'm going here. I need some reinforcement with my cake spatula spreader thingy. And we're through. going to brush off the cornstarch. Put it back on the plastic for the moment. Oh yeah, can you see how raised this is? There we go. You can see how raised the brown is. Right, okay. Let's put this aside. Okay. Now my trusty egg poacher. Now there's one thing about this for me, is that I cannot put my logo on the back while this is fresh. Any pressure on the backing would just wipe out the logo, and any pressure on this is going to distort and destroy my design. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. Yeah, that looks good. You can see. I'm trying to get the angle you can see the depth. There we go. And I think this one actually looks quite like henna. I really like this one. Again, I love this design, this pattern. Okay, so we have one to sit overnight. We have this one to put in the oven, and I will go do that right now. And then we're going to come back and we're going to put a backing on the one that I did yesterday. Yes, I've been a busy girl. This is what I did yesterday with the same flower stamp, but just a different section of it. I really like this. Really, really like this. And this is domed, slightly domed. So again, I'm going to put it in the oven, and then we'll come back and we'll back this one. I just thought I'd show you what I domed this on. I really quite like this dome. This is just a shade, a light shade from one of those plafond ceiling fan. And I just place it on here, so it gives a bit of a wider bottom and a bit of a sharper top. I really quite like it. It sits very nicely on your chest, on your décolletage. So again, you can use anything at all around the house for doming, right? Okay, so I have this rolled out on a number 3. Oh, I don't care if it's going to get dirty. On number 3. So now the same thing, because this is very squishy clay, I'm going to put my cutter in a bit of cornstarch. Following the same as this way. Doink. Sorry, I don't want any cornstarch anywhere else besides on the cutter. I don't want it on my clay. This should be cut through. Yep. Okay. Now, because this is the same as this, we're going to flip it over. Is that right? Yeah. So now here we go. Now it's time for my stamp. Again, I got this stamp on Etsy. This is actually a very heavy metal die that is used for stamping metal tags or metal plates. It's from my macrame days, but it suits me just fine to use it here. Good. All right, that's done. Now I've got some new mica powders, May Spring. Actually, I reached out to them and they sent me some of their mica powders. And what am I using? I'm going to use olive gold. I think that might suit the back for this. This is from the two-tone collection. I'm going to do my next tutorial. I'm going to do a chip chop block of some type So I will try these out then. In the meantime, if I can get this opened, there we go. Come on. Here we go. That's plenty. Voila. I'll put this away. Now get my wet wipe, alcohol, and we clean her up. Or just make more of a mess. Well, I'm not bothered. It's okay. It can come off in the sanding at the back later. Okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to use a little bit of Sculpey. This side. A little bit of Sculpey. Just a little bit, because we need some liquid clay to adhere raw clay to the baked clay. That might actually be just enough. I'm just going to use a baby wipe, Q-tip. And I'm going to need some more. I didn't do anything to the edges here. I'll do that. I'm gonna, when I clean up the whole piece, I'll sand the sides and give the back a sand. It's so bizarre to me for not spending hours sanding and buffing and polishing. Okay, you want to be careful. You don't want to get any of this liquid clay on the front, even though this is translucent. We don't want any clay, any of this getting on the front of the piece. And again, for liquid clay, you really don't need much. The more you put on, the harder time you're going to have with it. It becomes too slippy. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to put this just here. Take our back. And put it on. Flatten it out. Oh, I know why it's doing that. The green looks so weird like that and much darker than than this. It's because the that's from the two-tone collection. That's what it is. That's why it's looking it had a reaction to the alcohol, obviously. And there's my oven. That means our other piece is ready. Oh, I don't know if I don't remember now, but the backing's rolled out on a number 3. And again, I'm not going to be too neat with this because I'm going to end up sanding the sides, giving it more shape. So okay, now one thing I learned from Don Cato is that it is very important to put some breathe holes in your backing. I've had problems before with it, with bubbles, and I don't want any bubbles. So I'm going to take this little tiny needle. Oh, see, it would have been a pocket there, there. Oh, I can see. And she uses an acupuncture needle. I cannot find one online. I don't mind if you can see the holes. I really don't, actually. So get this another smooth out. And like I said, I just want to get this on and in the oven. I'm not too worried about the finish because I am going to give this a good sand down. Not this, obviously, but the back. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more alcohol to smooth it down. Where'd it go? Here. Oh la la. Yeah, see, it was the mica powder. Okay. Come on. Okay. All right, so there's the backing on this. So I will put this in the oven and we will come back, when I come back, after I sand the sides. Oh, I like the gold, the green gold. I think it suits it. After I get the sides all nicely sanded, we're gonna go ahead then and decorate, or not decorate, assemble the necklace. Okay, so she's out of the oven, and I sanded the sides and the back. I'm really happy how this turned out. I really am. Even, oh, look, all just the detail there. See, taking the time. No, I'm really happy with that. Right, okay, so what I've done is I put a bit of painter's tape on the back, so I have a nice straight line in which I marked where I want to drill my holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my needle tool, and it's a little bit awkward for me. Usually I do it a little bit closer to my chest, and I can't put the light in front of me. So I'm going to start the hole here as a guide, a pilot hole, if you will, and here as well, being careful to go straight down. Voila. Okay, we can take our tape off. Wow, that's a sticky tape. I clean that off with alcohol. Actually, I'm going to put you on pause and do that just now. Okay, it's all cleaned up. Excuse the rain outside. It was welcomed. Right, okay, so I'm going to start with my hand drill. This, I think, is probably a 0.5 millimeter. So I'm just going to do the one side on camera. So I'm just going to straight down. And I keep moving it around so I know it's going straight and not on a slant. We're through and we're through. Actually, I'm going to do this hole as well. I'm just going to speed it up, just the drilling part. Good, okay. Now, so this, I think, is probably roughly 2 millimeter. Okay, so done with that. Okay, so I have a 2 millimeter buna cord here. I've cut these at a length of 22 centimeters, and I've cut them on an angle, okay? Can you see I've cut them? They're quite sharp. Oh, this one's not as sharp. But that's for a reason, because these beads I'm going to put on, I think these are probably 2 millimeter, a 2 millimeter hole, and I need an angled cut to get it through that little hole. Okay, so I'll put this through. Line them up. That's pretty good. Okay, these are actually two ceramic beads, or yeah, these two beads are ceramic beads that I had back from my macrame days, and I thought the color was close enough to accentuate or complement the pendant. Now this is going to be tricky, so bear with me. They will go, they just need to be squeezed and pushed. Actually, where is my needle tool? Here. Here comes one. Let's see if I can give this a pull. Hopefully the other one will come out as well. Yep, success. And the reason why I like working with a real tight fit is because this holds, it will hold the pendant in the right place. And voila. And now I'll do the same with the other side. Oops. And line these up. Pardon me. Okay, one of them is almost there, so again, my needle tool, give it a push. All right, they're both coming up. So let's see if I can grab it. And I have them both. Excellent. Oh no. Excuse me, guys. And there. There's a bit of brown on this I want to show in the front. There we go. Okay. All right. So there, they see this pendant now. It's not going to flop about. It's where it is. It's going to stay where it is. So the weight is in the middle of the front of the necklace. So I shouldn't, it won't go this way or that way. Okay, so here's actually they go better, the colors go better in person than they do on the camera, believe me. Anyway, okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna actually do this offline or off camera because I need to be able to see. I have 2 end caps here. These are 3mm. What I'm going to do is just quite simply trim this up a tiny bit, put a little drop of crazy glue in here, and then put the cap on like that. And that's all there is to it. When I come back, I'll come back with the finished necklace and show and tell. Okay, see you in a bit. I'm so pleased we made it show and tell without any major hiccups. Okay, so I thought I'd show you out of the burnt umber slab. This is what the last pieces that I made. So I made a pair of earrings and a necklace I have all intentions of completing someday. Someday. Anyway, so I'll move these aside. Now, the one that we concentrated on was this one here. This one we made on camera. I love this. I am so pleased I took the time, and the clay was the right consistency. As again, I hope you can see the 3D. I really like this. This I put on a triple 2mm buna cord with cone cord ends and a hidden tube pail at the back. But again, I really like this one. I have to say, I really do. Then the next one we did is the one from this this slab that we cut out and put in the oven. This is not finished yet. I just need to finish the ends. But I love this one as well. This one reminds me of a henna tattoo. I really love it. And I really, really love this stamp, the Paisley stamp. And again, I used some ceramic beads that I thought matched it. So I really like this one. And then the last one that we did the backing for was this one. Again, I love this one as well. Again, with the beads. Again, on video, it looks very vibrant green, but it's not. They're actually quite similar. But again, I absolutely love this. And I love the detail. Again, oops, sorry, I had the camera. Again, with the right consistency of clay, you can achieve all the detail. You know, so there we go. Oops. And here's the back. So I'm really quite pleased how these turned out. I'm quite proud of myself. Again, I only tried this out this week, a couple of days ago. So there we go. Again, I normally only work with you know, Mokume and mica shift. So, and every once in a while, everybody needs to change, right? So yeah. I had fun. I hope you had fun watching me have fun. If you did, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you liked it, then please hit that big thanks button. That would help me out a lot. Please follow me on Facebook. I'm Keep FR on Facebook. I guess that's about it. So I will sign off, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.